today. Now the program, Mr. George go can give updates but the voter ID card them and how ECSL only prepare for all the June 24, 2023 election. Well, as we all know, the Electoral Commission for Salone then get the responsibility for ensure say they conduct free, fair and credible election them where all Salone people then go agree for. Well, sometime back last year, the Electoral Commissioner when Mohamed Kone be announced June 24 say na the date where ECSL go hold the election for presidential, parliamentary, local ward chairman and other one them. Well, from that time day to now, the Electoral Commission of Salone done the work one for ensure say they meet this date and prepare. They don't they pull the different elections calendar for updates the public but the various activity them where ECSL go all before the election day when are June 24. Well, part of the electoral calendar then we don't put say this Friday we pass March March 17 na the term for let people them go collect them voter ID card them. But this being term, them pull a press release again say because of certain thing them where Mr. Raymond go can explain, they not go meet up for let people that we don't register with them go collect the ID card them and then postpone them to a later date when are inside April. Well, waiting at the reason there so all you gonna know inside the program this morning. Good morning again and welcome one more time, Mr. George.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, before we come to all anything that I want to explain, say now that you can't talk about, you go give people about other updates them what they want for know ahead of the June 24 election. Just take listener them back as to how una don dey work as an electoral commission for una reach to the stage now. Outside people will be registered, they expect say them will go collect some voter ID card them.
Okay, thank you very much, Khadija. I want to just clarify one issue. You know, the chairman sometime last year, be announced the date for the presidential elections for Olam. The one for local government and parliamentary, His Excellency the President, now be announced. Well, since that time when they announced that date the commission go into top gear. Now we know, say for every electoral cycle, we get 3 phases. We get the pre-election phase, we get the election phase, then the post-election phase. So straight away we go into the pre-election phase. The first thing we do, we look at the legal framework. All the laws, them, all the recommendations with the observer missions, election observer missions, them in Giri. We try for look who's one go work na this salon, who's one good for we, and who's one no go work, or who's one a bad one we will not go put into practice. So that's all help we follow. We don't review the laws them, and today, as I talk to the public now, we know so we get the Public Elections Act 2022. When I aim with the use for conduct the elections. When we come out today, we will go into voter registration data capture, where we open 3,630 centers across the 16 electoral districts. We still work with the districts that we get who conduct the 2018 elections. So now then we still do it and we open all the centers them across the country. We've been doing that data capture in process there in 2 phases. Phase 1 and Phase 2 we run from the 3rd of September on to the 8th of October. After that, we go back and consolidate the data. We do what we call adjudication, we do dematching, deduplication. Then we find out, say, we come out with a figure. When our aim will be exhibit. Well, you see where the capture, we get provisional list of voters. Then after the exhibition, we get an inquiry. With the inquiry officer being actually look at their objection cases them and appeals cases them, we're able to develop and come out with a final list of voters. Now we also go back, we look at that final list there. We have to make a final list because after the inquiry officer don't certify the register, the provisional list of voters, then we know they add nothing there again because if we want to add except to open the process again. So we get a final list of voters there. We can go back and look at all the cases that we then deal with across the country. The way we require correction, the way we require inclusion, we do them. As at today, we have the register of voters. And inside that register, we get 3,374,258 registered voters in Sierra Leone. Now that register they will take for conduct the election. As I speak to you, the register they intact, and from that register, now we don't go now for print the voter registration cards. Now the law say as long as you capture people in details, as long as you don't develop a register of voters, you forgive the registration officer for issue a voter registration card. So that the law tell we for do, and that make we open a bidding process. Well, we not get the capacity for print 3,374,258 cards in country. So we make an international bidding process. We go through NPPA. We open the bids in the presence of the bidders. We do evaluation of the bids, and then we award contract to the most responsive bidder. We give out the contract, and as I speak, the ID cards are ready. But we get problem with air freighting the cards into Sierra Leone.
All right, we'll come that side there. In case you just tune in, the program na Good Morning Salon, 7:47 at the time from studio clock, and you listen to Raymond George, Director of Media and Communications from the Electoral Commission of Salon. Today we can give update to the public, but waiting ECSL don't do, outside and day now, and waiting left for prepare ahead of the June 24 election. As you tell people outside the ECSL don't come out, on reach on a day so now in terms of preparation. Let's take you back to some slight changes we don't happen at the commission. We go make, I go say, the 2023 election will be different from the previous one. We wanna be all inside 2018. Firstly, people let's see outside wanna get an amended Public Elections Act now, where Parliament be amended, and also additional commissioner we add to the previous commissioners them where the commission been get, with then slight changes there so we don't happen na the Electoral Commission. How optimistic una be say una go all free fair elections where the general public self go accept the result?
Okay, now we know say in 2017, before we go into 2018 elections, we been make a new we get a new region. We are the northwestern region. We also been get two districts that we've been add, we are Falaba and Karine. Now you find out say that northwest, because the constitution been say we forget 4 commissioners plus the chief electoral commissioner. That at the time we get 4 regions: the north, the south, the east, and the west. Now we don't get a new region in the northwest. Waiting when the happen, the commissioner will be in charge of the north, and I mean they oversee activities in the northwest, because northwest comprises of 3 districts. We get Putloko, we are the headquarter, we get Karine, then we get Cambia. Now, waiting be happen, we find out see if you get commissioner for east, north, south, and west, the northwest being vacant. But since that a constitutional provision, we not go, or president not go appoint unless there is a change in the law. So for every constitutional amendment, you get to go through Parliament. So that's been passed in Parliament. And since you don't pass in Parliament, the president then get the prerogative for appoint. It being total and fit for appoint Commissioner Kanu, we don't come in now and become the Northwestern Commissioner. I think say that could be very good, because now instead of the commissioner, because now we go into regional tallying in terms of presidential elections. You know, we don't decide say all tallying will be done in the 16 districts. Now, if you count, for example, na Western Urban, I didn't know the tally the results and announce them. If you count na Bombali, I didn't tally the results and then they announce them. So every commissioner get for be in your region for act as regional returning officer. So if everybody go to the region, you will find out say the northwest no go get. Because last elections, now somebody will be put there for act in that capacity. Well, this time around, we don't amend the law. We don't put everything in order now. So now it gets in your commissioner, and it will make sure, it will ensure say the regional headquarters town win a Port Local city he go dey for make sure say he do in work as regional returning officer. Now, we also look at the Public Elections Act, we don't pass into law 2022. The European observer missions, they may come out with over 111 recommendations. These are things that we then find out, say, if we do them, it will help for make we get credible elections in a salon. So what we've been doing, we make stakeholders consultation, meet with the political parties, meet with the NGOs, CSOs. We all come together, we've been agree, say, out of the 111, the 105, they were very good for we. Make we strive for see how we will get the one into electoral process. So what thing can happen, we begin look at the institutions, then we, now them, they in charge of their activities in the. Like if in an election, electoral commission, if we deal with political parties, na PPRC. So we send them go to them. If na legal reforms, we send them go to legal reform commission. So we find out, say, all the thing then do is that we review the law based on their recommendations then they. And now as we stand, we make the law, we get the laws then now they will implement, now they will use for conduct the elections. So it is very good for the process because now waiting the observers then carry and find out, say yes. For one of the good things that we come out there, you find out, say, the gender, female representation in parliament. Now the law say for every 3 names we submit in the list for the PR system for parliament, 1 for be woman. You see, so we also look at all the other things that we know, good things. They advocate for we even reduce the nomination fees. Now we get them into the law. It's in the law now. We in a minimum wage times 6 and 12 months. You get it all reduced from 100 million. We president MDP, presidential candidate MDP 100 million. Now they all reduced to 36 million.
So as you continue for talk about different in them way, according to you, on they implement for ensure saying a clean elections salon go get at the end of the day, where the results will go come out, people go accept them, and you say when I get laws them as well, where they guide the commission for ensure say the elections them when I conduct them clean one. What are some of the lessons them where the Electoral Commission of Salon don't learn from a big brother country in Nigeria where you compare elections and the outcome? What are the lessons them don't learn so far?
You see, really may not be the out there for look how the Nigeria elections go, but from feedback from the one that we go, I can tell you, say, well, one of the good things about the Nigeria election is that you see, say, the deployment, they are very timely, and one good thing about election is that when you don't schedule a date, it's not fine for make you activities that make you not meet the date, the deadline. You see, and these are the things that we ECSL we always work towards. And I sure say most of the things that we do now, so to me, better off than waiting in the do under, because you will find out, say, we process them seem to be in line with the legal framework. You know, one good thing about the ECSL, I think that them for copy from we, because we always they do the things that we know. So we're very transparent. You see, because after this morning, you find out, see, the ECSL, the INEC in Nigeria, they say they will make available all the documents to the opposition and they ask for them. Because when the results come out, you find out, say, they don't accept them. It will lead to some violence after the elections. Because there is some aspects of transparency. They don't need for go call for make you can give me details for the election. Because we now, we they make sure say you get all the details. Them sometimes some party then go know the results before even we didn't know them.
Because one of the reasons we make her ask that question, then now waiting you just they explain so. Where USAI people in the votes at the end of the day, the observers, them, the party, the representative, then we did it. We don't count, don't know waiting at the result. And the reason why make her ask you waiting to learn from the scenario and the issues that will come up na Nigeria after the elections get for do with then results in the way people and they don't count. Now centers them where the INEC been promised and say how then they count and then they upload and then they know the results as they come. But at the end of the day, they been breached that part day. The INEC over they been breached that part they will make confusion be happen. They not upload the results to them. So you assure the people of Sierra Leone see the day June 24 when people them go out for go vote. The results them how then they pull them people get for the get them they collate them even before now they announce. Some man go don't know in position.
Now that make us say now then for learn from we because we also you vote and do with the count. And when you count at the center, the station where you count there, then they enter the results, the agents and the sign panel. With the poster up on the wall, we they give copy to the party agents and observers the way they around. They get copy of them. So they have copy and they take and go back to the political party. You find out say most of the time they conduct election at salon, the political party, then they get their own tallying center separate from we. So when they tally the results, by the time they left the districts and self, they come back, then go the dance because they don't know who win. But we now get for count force, we district tally center, we get for go now regional tally center, we get for kind of national tally center before we finally come out with certified results. You see, now that make now as we say, we announce results at district level. So you will get a tally center, for example, now Mongo, Falaba. So when they vote done at Falaba, you go there, then count at the center, the station. You get the station result posted. You get copy of the station result. You get center results. You get center result posted at the center. Then you go to the tally center. Then they project the tallying process as it go. So actually they know the results. And you say get a chance because if you get on-get observers or party agents out, they all they come with a copy of the results for you. Right. The UCSF go add and tell you whether to win and whether lose.
Mr. George, let me bring you back to some of the things them where through the amendment of the Public Elections Act, the ECSL try for bring back into the electoral system. One of them na the PR system where on a reintroduce. I say reintroduce because at some point back the country don't they use this system. But during that time, a lot of people then are waiting for votes, especially first-time voter them. They not be know waiting at this PR system, how it work, how the political party then get for send names of people who don't go under they represent them. And this system now they get for use for the mayoral election, the chairmanship, and the member of parliament. How much ECSL don't do in terms of sensitization, especially for the first-time voter them, where maybe not be done born it, it's all the system be operate.
Okay, now we come back with the PR system, the district block system. Of course, as you rightly say, we will use them in 1996. We had the national list system will be used. We use them in 2002. We had the district block system. Now we know we use them for only 2 elections. We use them for ordinary members of parliament. That is the MP that we would vote for. Because we get 2 sets of representation at parliament. We get the paramount chief members of parliament. Then we get the ordinary members of parliament. The paramount chief members of parliament now then TAs. And then they vote for them and then they do other enemy na gazette as tribal authority and then they vote. And with each district, we get 14 districts in the provinces. Each district they send 1 paramount chief for represent them. But the one that we vote for the ordinary members of parliament, the universal adult suffrage, they use the PR system for the district block system. They also use them for councillors. Now for district chairperson and mayor, now first past the post, the same system they use now they use again. For presidential, they use the 2-round system. In the system we still they use. So now only for 2 elections, and the 4 they conduct on that day. Now only for ordinary members of parliament and councillors, for councils.
So why the separation?
Now you will find out, say, when for State House, for example, now 1 green seat today. Now only 1 seat and 1 post you want today. So now that get highest valid votes. If you make 55% in the first round, you win outright. If you not make 55% of the valid votes, we go into a runoff, where they conduct 2 weeks after the date where we announce the first round result. So that one day now, nine first past the post, simple majority, would get the highest valid vote, 9 win. Now, also the council for chairman and mayor for the city, them now one green seat. So now first past the post, so that get the highest valid vote, 9 the winner. But for members of parliament, we get 135 seats. We would inside the next parliament. So that will allocate seats to each district. Then political parties, then they give a list of candidates them. For example, if you take like the first district, Kailon, if not 10 seats then get, then they give 20 names in order in which they prefer. Then when they go for votes, you need to see the candidate in face now the ballot paper, which is the CD the party in name and in symbol, and also you go mark for the party we want.
Right.
So when you do when that are the difference between the two ballot paper, them one are for the party, the other one, except if the independent candidates did, where you get chance for contest. With presidential election will not get independent candidate.
Right.
Because the law say if belong to a political party. But for all the other elections, them for ordinary members of parliament, for chairman or mayor, for city, and for councillor, independent candidate contest.
Right.
So you go see independent candidate in face, in your face go there in symbol. But you not go see the party. If party gets, for example, like Kailon 10 seats, then they go 20 names. You don't see them 20 names in there.
All right. Continue.
Now only the party in symbol you go see. So now that one day you go come, you vote for the political party where you want.
Mr. George, they come back to you earlier before we go for that reports they all just listen to. I be asked the question about sensitization. How far ECSL don't go in terms of sensitizing the public, especially the first-time voter them, when we don't get the opportunity for see how this PR system they work and how it get for Tanlek.
Now again, I'll tell you plenty. Thank you for the question. Now, we realize, say, we are going into a new system. First and foremost, we make sure, say, we change with strategy. First time, we look at the political parties. We target the leadership of political parties. But when we actually realize, say, well, you meet with them in several groups, several engagements, we notice, say, the information already go down. So we change from voter to electoral education. We target now the electorate, all who that for qualify for take part in the process. So with that, we decide, say, well, election not to electoral commission no more. We get several MOU we don't sign with civil society groups them, even with the umbrella organizations them of the political parties like APA, APWA, the youth group also, the women's group of the political parties. So we don't engage them. We don't train them. We don't get sessions with them. We also realize, say, the paramount chiefs, they get a big role for play in the education of them chiefdom people them. So we also don't engage them. We get training. We don't get training with the Council of Paramount Chiefs, where we brief them. We give them all the flyers, the FAQs. We take them through the process, and within that engagement stay, then SSF being come out and make some peace messages them in the local languages to them people them. We also engage the interfaith groups, not only the Muslims, the Christians, any faith-based organization. We get a session where we get with them. Now, hotel. Now, why would they meet with them? We empower them for ensure, say, where then get the congregation, then we help with for disseminating the messages them. We also try for resuscitate and maintain what we call the World Electoral Education Committee. These are education committees, and they done na chiefdom level. We get 446 of different groups them within all the 190 chiefdoms them across the country. Now, what we do to them? they train them whenever we get an activity. We develop uniform messages them. We, through the help of UNDP and the government of Salone, we get, each group gets 2 megaphones, each of them grouped in the. So if I talk about 446 of them groups, and there is 7 people in that group there, 2 of them are town criers. And then town criers, they then get megaphones them, where na rechargeable megaphones. Then get a system where they pre-record the message. So there's no need for the even talk, now for just put on the megaphone, then play. At the evening, then go back, then charge the megaphone. So we then engage them for any activity where we get. Then they go down to the locality level and pass on the message. And we self not stop there. We also make sure, say, we get engagement with political parties. That political party liaison committee. Always that meeting, they continue. And now we don't disseminate them. As I talk to you today, then they get the inaugural meeting at all the 16 districts. So as you educate the party leaders at a national level, they replicate the information in at the district level. So you find out within all the 16 districts them, and we engage the stakeholders. And that political party liaison committee, it comprises of the party executives in the regions and the districts. It comprises of civil society groups. We get democratic institutions, and we get all them civil society organizations that we did it, like the bike riders and others them. So we not just sit down, we make sure say we use the groups them for send out the message. Even 98.1, we get out, we fry the program. We host on the host every Friday. We go out and talk to we dedicate them. We get also there on SLBC, radio and television. We go there every Wednesday. We also there on AYV every Tuesday, and Afri Radio on Saturday between 10 to 11. So we actually send out the message.
Continue for the Otunari program, Mr. George. We'll come back to you shortly. It's time for my studio clock now, 16 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock. We'll take a short break. We'll continue for talk to Leone George from the ECSL.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you will transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and the person can collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
All right, welcome back from the break. The program is still listening to now Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM now the studio this morning. We get Leone George from the ECSL. They give updates on how far they don't go for plan for the June 24 election them. And as we continue for discuss on the issues of how June 24 go get for Tanlek and the plan them way ECSL they put in place, let we still continue for talk about this PR system where the country go for use for the June 24 elections. And you don't talk say now 2-in-1 system on they use this particular election them where when I go for all June 24. So many questions don't be asked as to who that they determine the method where the political party then they use for, especially the members of parliament them, who that for the then list. Whose method then go for use? Okay,
there is a new law we PPRC don't get. We we not get any role for play in the internal democracy of the political parties. But there is a law where PPRC don't do now, where PPRC they effect them. We see you for vote at that primary level. I make you find out, say, some political party when I select them, they select now, they all they go into elections. So we expect the same for be replicated because the law say you for do them in line with within the democratic principles in the country with. So you will therefore go to the district, liaise with your supporters, your stakeholders, them, your executive members, and people that we want for actually contest, go make themselves known, they will express their interest, then they will do a democratic process for get them. You know, so that PPRC really supervised that one day. I don't want to talk much on them because I'm not a spokesman for PPRC. But I shall say the democratic tenets. All we to be listening about, or we to be concerned about, are that if we say 8 seats, you give it 16 names. And at that 16 names there, for any chance you get 2 man, number 1, number 2, na man, number 3 for the woman. If you not put in that order there, the commission will give you list back. Say, go with them. Go put them in the order way the law say. And the law also say the list for be signed by the party chairman or leader and the secretary general. So if you come with list where they not sign, the other person sign, we'll give them back. Say, go put them in the order. So that's exclusively now for PPRC, I'm sure.
Before we can talk about the status of the voter ID card them, since we don't get you in the studio now as the talk man for ECSL, it go good law we clear certain things them way not too clear to the public. This being time, ECSL being the some engagements them na various districts them, and one rumor we don't go around now our engagement on a bond district where many people they speculate say one of the side where ECSL all this engagement na President Bio in Osna bond. How to that be?
Well, you see, these are the misinformation the way they go out. We know no side people like in pull them. You know, because I'll make a known to the public, say who side and train a bond district at the district council hall. Well, if the president build that hall on a house, well, it left to the public for decide. But we at the district council hall we've been trained and we got pictorial evidences for that, and I don't know side somebody that look like also not only that one this safe. We train McKinney, we train the district staff them now we see post na social media. We say we don't begin distribute ID card. They put one table where the person sit there, they hide in face. Then the ID card and spread on the table. And so we don't begin distribute ID card and secretly. We not even come inside the country yet. So you know, then things and they all fine. Make we give the correct information to the people. And say that's serious misinformation. At the district council hall, they then train Matu.
Talking about misinformation, Mr. George. Now, one day we with the social media now, and everybody want to break the news, and elections they come near. Una the media team now of the ECSL, how well prepared una they for they debunk some of them misinformation they are so that the public know where they carry them, they go as soon as they see them na social media.
Well, of course we dey respond because on Sunday you will see we go write fake, we send them out. Now we get some, we make ourselves popular, or we get all kind of contact with. If you want for clarify information, say before you put them out, call. We get hotlines. We get 075 000 821. We get 099 244 514. We get 031 626618. We also get the toll-free line when at 838. If you want for call, you get any information before you send them out, cross-check the facts. Call we will get on to you. We also there on ECSL. We there on WhatsApp. We there on YouTube. We there on Twitter. We there on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and we also get a website where you can go ec.gov.sl. Go there and interact with we, ask you questions. We'll be able to answer you. Or within our radio programs, there, as I say, we make ourselves accessible to the public. We not just sit on a corner. So now we so transparent that if you get information we want for cross-check, we get pictorial evidences. Now make both they train, we not just they go train in secret. The training center will they make see now there will they train, will they take photographs there, will they post them on Twitter, or post them on Facebook, everywhere. Say training they go on social side, you see the participants there, we snap them. You know, and if you look the bond training, you will see say now inside the hall. I don't know if sometimes the station and CNF is at the bed with the president is sleep. So they confuse them. But these are not true. Right? Anytime you get information, cross-check with the commission before you send them out.
So we come to the issue of the day we get for do with the voters ID card, because you don't begin make mention of them already. Say now afraid to know for afraid some, so that make it don't delay for come, and when I don't change the date to the 7th and to the 16th April 7 to 16th April, now una say una dey make people and get some voters ID card them. So wetin na the issue we don't cause delay. Now hired flights they bring the voters ID card them.
Okay, now I want to take people into the process, because once you understand the process, you're able to know the challenges them and the externalities then we affect the delivery of the voter ID cards. Now we get over 3 million. We get 3,374,258 voter ID cards for print. We will not get that capacity in country. So what we do through NPPA, we advertise for international. We do international bidding process. But we make them very clear. Say if you bid as an international partner, you forget a local partner where they in country where you go able for work with. So we advertise our newspapers, them bidders then come in. We open the bids in the presence of the bidders, then the seal bids in the presence of the bidders. Then we do an evaluation process. We select the most responsive bidder. We now a service provider in Greece. Okay? And we will find out, because of the timeline and because of the quantity of cards, we get very limited bidders. So we'll get wide option where you go see, you will look at the distance, or you go look at this one way, you go say accessible, this, that. No, we get very few bidders them. And when we evaluate this company in Greece, in Winam, but we sign the contract with them, we send the good thing is that we get the register of voters where we develop in country. So what we do, we send out the soft copy of the register to them, because from the register you print out the cards. Now they don't do the cards in the process for making them transport them to Sierra Leone. We get a strike where the air traffic controllers then strike in Greece. But in any election process, you get plan A, then you get a plan B. So plan A have been followed the air freight, all of them, one flight come. Even that say we may get some challenge, because you know, see, by relocation, if you take a chartered flight, it will load for come, but for go back, it will go empty. So if you say they do business, you know, go around that kind of business, the way you will come, you know, get goods again for take go. So we will still go ahead and charter the flight. Say, okay, we will give you halfway for go back. We'll foot the bill, okay? But because the air traffic controllers in on strike, they're able for come. Like Greece, okay? They're able for come. But the plan B now is that we now get the cards them in country for meet up the dates we will see we will give them. Because if you see the issue out cards, then the cards are not there. Why maintain the date? But the process not being stopped. Because every electoral activity in a process, we don't develop the manuals, we don't develop the procedures, we don't start for train the trainers, we don't done for train the trainers, and 3 weeks ago, we don't the following 2 weeks back, we train the district staff. Then this past week, we don't train the card election coordinators. That is that we supervise the distribution, the issuing process. Now we just don't train them Saturday before we realize the flight not will come. So we halt the process at that point. We not come. He left one set of training we for do. When I can train the card issuing staff them, we already control the center. Now 2 staff per center. So that one day we halt the process at that point and say, okay, let we look at how we will put a plan B in action. Now as I talk, I can assure you, say we don't get assurance. See, now we'll bring and come not in 1 consignment, we'll bring and come in 2 consignments. Because now they look at, you know, so we don't miss that contract, the other plane in schedule. So now we don't get one we will bring and come for Saturday. The first batch will come. And that one, when it come, we will make sure say the owner no say they don't come. They don't come. Because we'll not go unless somebody tell you back again, so we don't take and go hide and society. Or then they can give misinformation, so we don't go keep them somebody else. Because now they say the trainer president in use. We don't know who keep them back so and what a post in use.
So what's it cost?
So we can make sure say we bring and come and we will make the public know say they don't come. When it come, the second tranche will come a few days after. But now we don't ensure say the 17th to the 26th March no go right again. Now we don't push them to the 7th, from the 7th to the 16th of April. Which means it will still start on a Friday, the 7th of April. It will end on a Sunday, the 16th of April. Which means the weekend. We put on a weekend so that everybody will get chance for good day and pick up your card. The card na they own, not to be on. So they go able for good day, get enough time for take the cards then. So immediately the cards then come in country. All what we need for do now, and for those go train the staff the way for work at the center. Then we deploy them and start for distribute the card.
How much it cost the commission for prints and card them bring and card?
I not get that now because you know we still dey work on the process.
No planning, the budget won't have been planned during the planning stage.
No, I not still get that one there with me. I'm not able to talk now because you know we not pay it. You know, say the contract, they go and negotiate. You give the person the contract, a supply.
So based on the negotiation, now waiting the person be propose, saying that DC wants for the work because
no,
the contract.
I not get that figure there with me now.
Mr. George, before we go for the break earlier, my colleague may ask you about the amount we involve in the voter ID card them, but you say you not get the figure. And one question we're going to run through the listener their mind now that how a whole electoral commission go advertise a contract, they evaluate them, award them to a particular company without then at the media we get for facing the journalists them for ask critical question for know about this contract. We not get the total value of the contract.
Okay, I know say I tell you I not come prepared with that for now. Because no one can give figure away. I'm not sure of because I know being they come say we can give you figure, yeah.
But this contract not for one day it begin at ECSL.
Me say I'm part of the process.
If you don't do part of the process, how come you not go know the total value?
I not say I don't know, but I can't give you figure na yeah we not correct. So at another time I can give you them. That's in there I don't go look and confirm them because I not come with an aid. You know they are now.
So, other than the local counterpart of this company, will not be awarded the contract.
Another one again. You see, if you don't tell me say that they want to deal with the come on, I will not come prepared for tell you them.
Talk about the voter ID card. Tell them with this awarding of contracts when they go on at ECSL, the public not be get the opportunity for no. So today will get you as the director of media. Then could they ask all them question there so that the public will get a clarity of the contract, whether that the local counterparts, waiting at the value of the contract.
Now I go on for ask that we schedule another time for this one. That I will come properly prepared. I will give you all the details. I want to be sure that I give the facts to the public. Make I not can begin guess off head. Then later it not can be so. Right? And I just want to make one other clarification. I think say the strike we have been talking about. Right? You know, say na Air France, na for actually air freight.
So Air France na for common at Greece?
No, the strike na inside Paris. Na the strike they on because you know say the ID cards then did it.
But you say na Greece the ID.
I didn't print them. And you get for make sure say you Air France they carry them
from Greece.
You know, say when you take off from Greece, you get for go first na Paris. When Paris,
so
they take off, come na salon. Then they stock day.
Okay.
So then go try for Poland day and come na Paris the strike day. And I know one can give you figures or I tell you now say now they only know say I was part of the process. Make I not shave that off. But if you give, maybe probably you can do an interview later. Where I will give all the facts. Not the figures they will not hide.
Then when I go put her in the form of a press release now.
Still
on the issue of the ID card there, Mr. George. Earlier during the verification process, a whole lot of issues then been come from people that will be registered. Some man where they go through the verification process, you know go see in face, you know go see the correct spelling of a name, you know go see a lot of vital information them. Now all the error then the ECSL they try for correct way bring the delay.
I don't know what you mean by delay.
We bring the postponement of the issuance of ID card them. Now they error they know they try for correct.
No, I tell you, we tell una say we don't get we register of voters ready. We don't go on figures of the register. And from that register, I do the print the ID cards. So I don't see delay because of correction or whatnot. Right? Now just that strike with the telling about and waiting because the delay that just because the cards are not coming country.
I also be ask you about the local counterpart of the company who award the contract to.
They go around and come back again with the same.
No, but you not be answer the question, Mr. George.
I'm not getting facts in dinner, yeah. I tell you. I think CSF, I can give you the figure safe now because I don't wait before this. It's $1,433,000.
So it include the printing of the card them
the
and
cost of the voter card.
All right. So still on the issue we get for do with the voter cards. Not to the NEC begin the ECSL well former NEC begin conduct elections in a salon, and we know see them be done the print cards in a. So waiting at this capacity we so increase. We make not able to forget local bidder them. We need for go international, pay all that money there for let them go do them and bring and come.
Well, that's not so true. No ever print card now. In all the elections we don't conduct external.
The last election 2018. No
in fact, 2018 have been South Africa. Na UNDP. We do the international bidding process for it.
So locally, no company not the way before print.
No bid.
Card them for.
We send the bids
out.
out
For local content, for let the value then a salon and save the money then a salon.
We send them out. We not get bidders in country, and I sure say we not get that capacity inside salon for now. So the international bidders that then come up.
So these dates them we don't change because election calendar gets for do with dates as you self know. Then shift here one of the shifts the distribution of the ID cards them. They're not in any way go for affect the whole calendar and the dates where una don't put say the election go for be.
Now the ID card. Now the law say when you take somebody in details, the registration officer for issue out a registration card for show proof of registration, not to instrument for vote. Now the law again go further for say, as long as you name then at the register of voters, nobody, nothing, not for stop you for cast your ballot on polling day.
So
we have that register. A register day, register of voters day. So, in any way they interfere or stop other processes for take place. As I tell you now, we're in the pre-election phase. These are the last stage in the pre-election phase: distribution, issuance of voter ID card. After this stage, we go into the election phase, and that election phase they include nomination, polling and counting, then result announcement. Those are the three major activities in the election phase. And when they give the ID card, we issue out for 10 days. After the 10th day, if you not pick up your ID card from the center already near you, you get chance of opportunity again for going to the district office and go collect them. So the process they continue, not so after the 10 days we say we don't close, we only give you ID card again. No.
Mr. George.
You still go back at the district office. This time around, if you did like a Kalbatong, district office in a Moritong Junction, you will pay transport canticum.
Mr. George, still on the issue of the contract, we want to award the contract to an outside company for print the ID card them. In terms of transparency, how una ensure say una vet this company very well, because allegations they don't come at some point on ECSL. We get for do it alleged procurement contract will involve a whole lot of money.
Maybe thank you very much. As I tell you, the contract we give out, we make them very clear. Say if you bid as an international company, you can forget a local partner. Now, yeah.
Well, you don't sabi the person.
I don't need for Sabia. And the name I forgive you. Right? I don't need for Noam because I know they go get any contract.
What about the company?
And the company name? I not get the name here because procurement documents they deal with the procurement unit and department. But if I get pre-knowledge, say when I want for Noam not to TV for hide.
Alright,
Don't bring and come
let me just
una.
make this clear.
If you also want, you can even go to the office and request for that information. They will give you.
We call you for can get updates on waiting on the happen and the card them. So we don't need for specifically name say where you come in, talk on ABC. We don't get an idea, so you can't get updates on that.
So still on the issue of transparency, we be there about for explain about how una award this contract to this foreign company, because like I state, publication them of alleged misappropriation will come in terms of procurement contracts them at ECSL. If it don't come at some point, will involve a lot of money.
You don't see allegation, right? We can always emphasize. Say, all our partners them. If you get anything like that allegation, they come to the office. We get all the documents then for sure now. We say be the same. I don't know if now that way you already talk about that way. Check now also be the Africanist press. Yes, we make sure say we get all the documents intact. And one good thing about the commission is that we procurement processes are always clear, straightforward, transparent. And if you get any query about the process, we still come at the office and question. We get institutions there. I'm sure sorry, United not been go there, but newspapers they've been go there, independent journalists they've been go. Then go. We make sure say we talk with them, we make available all the documents to them, and then say be able to verify and say yes, we follow the procurement procedures. We are transparent in that one, and we always ensure say we encourage and work with the partners them. For ensure say we not to do things we hide on the table or hide on the carpet or anything we would keep a secret. It's a very transparent commission.
Mr. George, this postponement of the distribution of the voter ID card them, because una been already published on a elections calendar, usai different activities them there from una and the political party them. This postponement for the distribution of ID cards, they affect the dates then they in any way?
I don't make them very clear earlier, say, they affect them. Because we get the register of voters in country intact. And the law no say if you not get voter ID card, for vote. Or voter registration card, for vote. That's just a proof of registration. Proof say you register. And with the user, it help for aid the process. For like you go to the polling station, you come out there very earlier because we get the search parameter way it is so. But the law really say if you named in at the register of voters, you get all rights for vote. Nobody no for stop you for cast your ballot on polling day. So all other dates in there we can conduct nomination even without a registration card. Okay. I think register is important.
So quickly, while Zonabi don't give this contract to the company and agrees for produce the voter ID card, and normally how ECSL don't they work, even 2018 they implement the same strategy. Una can go media people CSO them for do inspections before the printing of the ID cards them. Una do this same strategy for transparency sake this year?
Well, I want make we go a little bit. Make her talk about this company. We get this contract. I will make her very fast.
Just please.
If you go to the NPPA website, you will actually see the contract, the adverts, everything did about this ID card. And if you quickly cross-check the company with the inside Fritonia, we then are the partner na construct. Then the one we really do the printing outside na Inform company, and the local partner in Salona and Greece in there. But for answer your question, we not go out for go check, go cross-check because we make sure say all the procedures them, now we send a soft copy. Now we send the register of voters to them, we then they use for print out the ID cards, and we give them packing procedures, we then follow. So the local partner don't assure we.
But it's a normal practice where ECSL be they do.
Yeah, we they do but I don't think say we need for doing this time around because we are sure that when the cards come, they don't show we all out and pack. They get they pack them by district, by centers, alphabetically by surname, then get separators them with in between the different.
There is this allegation of ECSL now working in isolation.
Well, that's not somebody in your opinion, because we are not isolated. We always make sure we open up to everybody we want for come. Chaos come with this commission don't sign the Boku MOU them the previous ones have not been get.
Signing
which
MOU.
way means say we are not alone.
Signing
We work with so many.
Transparency to the public not different in them.
I don't know why then they say transparency, because you can contact with any of the media, with the social media, with the traditional media, with the all over.
Make mention as the wrap of the program say this people are not use media or the civil society they want to be done they use for monitor some of them processing.
No, we say no get staff we go. That's it. Because if you think of getting somebody from the commission say for go, no. Because we sure say when they come in country, we they check. We know we when they come, we go make una see say yes, and also say yes they don't come, and know the quantity we come. And also feel free for going to the center and make with the give accreditations. Go to the center, go and ask questions and make sure say you are updated and inform the public about what you find out from the process.
Thank you very much, Raymond George. Hopefully, as the election they draw near, we will see you very often, because you get for update the public about the day-to-day work of the commission, as una get a big mandate for ensure say una all free, fair elections them way all Salone people go accept the outcome of the result. Now they end the program. Good morning, Salone.